we will be talking about driving innovation using Matlab. So just wanted to have this session a little bit interactive. So please try to respond on the queries, on the questions what I will ask, and try to ask as many queries as you can related to this product Matlab. So how many of you are familiar with Matlab and know about Matlab till now? Okay, we are getting one, two, three. Okay. So few of them are here who are familiar with Matlab. So just for an introduction, I would like to tell you that Matlab is a kind of programming environment or a programming language like you used to work on Python and all. So Matlab is also something like that. Just thing is that it is a paid software and also you get the products different in a slightly different manner. So we will talk about the products here in Matlab. So my name is Adarsh. I am working as an application engineer for MathFirst product at Design Tech Systems Private Limited. If anyone have any query related to MathFirst product, so here is my mail given. You can feel free to just email me at this address here. So you can just keep this address with you. I hope the text is visible here. It is not visible? Yes. Can you just change the light or just turn off the light here? I hope it is better now. Fine. कोई बात नहीं. थोड़ा सा इधर कर दो ना सर. हाँ. हो जाएगा. मेरे को दिखाने की जरूरत नहीं. स्क्रीन दिखना चाहिए. अच्छा अच्छा. ओके ओके ओके. So this will be the agenda that we'll be discussing today. So we'll be talking about some tools. So here a lot of tools are written related to electronic system, but we will also discuss about the tools from all the domains, like from the computer science and from the mechanical domain also. So so let's start with the introduction of Matlab first. And so as I told, then Matlab is a programming language, and additionally it is a programming environment where you get feature for plotting and developing applications. You can just develop your code without writing a develop your algorithm without writing a single line of code, just by using application. I'll just show you how we can use apps in Matlab for different applications here. So with the maths, graphics and programming feature, Matlab is designed the way you think and the work you do. And Matlab basically means, if you compare Matlab with other programming environment, so Matlab provides you a lot of features and privileges by which you can increase the algorithm development for your application. So like if I talk about machine learning algorithm, so if you work in the machine learning, so it may take a lot of time to develop the algorithm for your case or for any other programming environment. In this we will be seeing in how we can just develop a machine learning algorithm or a machine learning model in just a few minutes, maybe in 5 minutes, depends on that how we goes on while that algorithm development. Okay. So millions of scientists and engineers to trust Matlab because of the desktop environment. So in a single environment you get all the things, like for plotting you get the things, you get the place for where you can just write your command, like the command prompt. I would like to quickly switch to Matlab environment and let's see how the Matlab environment looks like. So this is how the Matlab environment look like. The brightness is, I think, again not visible. So this is how the Matlab environment looks like. So we have three tabs initially. One is for plotting, one is for apps, and one is for home tab. If it is not visible, I will try to read out all the things that wherever I will take my cursor. Light off ही कर दो सर. इसे बंद करो, मेरे चेहरे इससे आ जाएगा लाइट में, इससे ब्राइटनेस बढ़ा इतना इसका. Text is also not visible actually. कुछ फोकस वगैरह चेंज हो सकता है क्या इसका? कुछ फोकस वगैरह उसका प्रॉब्लम है क्या इसमें? जब कलर इंटेंसिटी वगैरह कुछ चेंज करें, जस्ट वी कैन टेक 5 मिनट फॉर इट, ठीक है. साइज है सूट like, अच्छा. File manager is also not visible. Okay. We call it workspace browser. Whatever the variable we create here, if I write any command like this, so all the variables will be visible here at the workspace. This can be helpful to just analyze whether if sometime you get some errors on your codes, you can just see, check why your error is coming and what is there the variables are corrupted, have some corrupted value or not, because of it we are getting the error. And we have a lot of tool strips here, like we get the plot section here. If I create any kind of I want to create any kind of plot, so all the options are available here, so we do not need to write the commands for that plotting work. And there are apps available in this section. So very tiny text, but I'll just tell you, we have different sections here, like the Matlab, the machine learning and deep learning application. For this, we have got some apps like the classification learner app, network designer app, deep network quantizer app, experiment manager app. In this way, we also have the regression learner app. If you talk about some application related to control system and electronic system, so we have the control system and design and analysis section here, where we get the control system designer app, the control system tuner app, different apps like the PID controller app, linear system analyzer app, and the system identification app here. Also, if we talk about other categories, so if we talk about the signal processing and communication, so we have the apps like antenna design, 5G waveform, antenna array designer, filter designer, signal analyzer, and different other kinds of app. So for all the applications we have, for different applications we have some or other apps available here. Now, so all the tools whatever here available, so in Matlab we call the libraries as a toolbox. So whenever I'll use the word toolbox for the product or the libraries, they all mean the same in this case. So all the toolboxes, whatever the function will be there, they have some or other documentation linked to it. So it's never like you will just get stuck and you will try to just search on internet that how you can use any of the function. So if you want to search about any function, so if I come to my Matlab environment and if I simply type help, followed by the command name. If I know the command name, like if I have a command like to find some correlation, so I have a command corr. So if I want to just find how this command is used, so here all the description of that command will come, that how we can use this command, and what input should be given to this command. Now if in case I am not knowing, yes please. Uh, I'm just dictating from here, means whatever is written, but the command I'm writing. Sorry. Of the projector or for laptop? Projector का. Uh, uh, excuse me. क्या contrast वगैरह इसका adjust हो सकता है क्या? अभी मेरे ख्याल से adjust करा था. Hello. Anyhow we can adjust the contrast. I think इसका करना पड़ेगा. हाँ. Mouse नहीं. बस आधा घंटा है, थोड़ा इसको एग्जिट करना, इसको एस्केप हो जाएगा. पर्सनल लाइफ डिस्प्ले सेटिंग में होगा, डिस्प्ले सेटिंग में. एक सेकंड मेरे को निकालना, एक सेकंड. स्ट्रीमिंग वीडियो रेजोल्यूशन ब्राइटनेस तो कम हो जाएगी, ब्राइटनेस पर फर्क पड़ता है. थोड़ा ब्राइटनेस ज़्यादा हो रही थी तो वाइटनेस ज़्यादा आ रही थी. नहीं ब्राइटनेस से नहीं हो रहा उसका. ब्राइटनेस कम कर दूंगा तब भी कुछ नहीं है वहाँ पर. नहीं बोला कि उससे फर्क पड़ेगा, लेकिन थोड़ा सा ब्राइटनेस इससे उसका लिंक ही नहीं है. ब्राइटनेस उसकी अलग एडजस्ट होती है, इसकी अलग होती है. इसका रिजोल्यूशन इंक्रीज, इससे पूरा सेटिंग ख़राब हो जाएगा. इससे कुछ नहीं होने वाला, पर मैं ट्राई कर लेता हूँ एक बार. लेकिन ये मैक्सिमम रिजोल्यूशन में है. रिकमेंडेड पे है. ओके, लैंडस्केप स्केल साइज, इसको बढ़ा देते हैं, 150 कर देता हूँ इसको मैक्सिमम. इससे बहुत कुछ चेंज हो जाएगा. पर हाँ कनेक्ट हो जाएगा. सरका है हाँ अगर ये पॉसिबल है तो आधा घंटा भी हो जाए तो काफ़ी। क्या रिजर्वेशन नहीं बढ़ाया मैंने, वो बढ़ाया रिजर्वेशन मेरा मैक्सिमम था पहले। चेंज करके भी कोई फ़ायदा नहीं है, वो कम हो जाएगा। रिजोल्यूशन से क्या है कि हाँ पर मैक्सिमम है ना, मैंने टेक्स्ट साइज़ बढ़ा दिया, इतना बड़ा कर दिया, वही जो रिजोल्यूशन में होता है। एक सेकेंड है कहाँ है? अच्छा मैक्सिमम है वैसे, रिकमेंडेड और मैक्सिमम। इसको क्या करूँ मैं?
1024 करिए, 1024 करिए।
1028 ये
अभी ठीक है।
आई थिंक ये ठीक हो रहा है, ये ठीक हो रहा
नहीं
है।
सर, रिवर्ट ठीक
अच्छा ओके सॉरी।
104
ओके 102
चेंज। अभी देखिए सर, वापस खोलिए आपका
ओके
पेज।
और एक्स्ट्रा से आएंगे इसमें, स्क्रॉल करना पड़ेगा क्या, ये छोटा हो गया बहुत?
सेम कंडीशन है।
नहीं वो तो सेम ही रहेगा, ये भी प्रेजेंटेशन में तो वही साइज़ रहेगा कि कुछ भी हो जाए।
चेंज कर दीजिए सर वापस, उसी पोजीशन में।
गायब हो जा रहा है तो।
इसमें डिस्प्ले सेटिंग में
Always there is a Matlab. So Matlab is a language of technical computing. With Matlab there is another product that is called Simulink. So for a clarification, I would like to tell that Matlab is a company and Matlab and Simulink are the products. And Matlab and Simulink are those kind of products where you can develop your algorithm. In Matlab you can write codes and develop the algorithm, and in Simulink you have to just you develop algorithm using the graphical representation. Like you have to connect some blocks. And with the Matlab and Simulink are two blocks, like they are the two products. In the same way, there are more than 100 products of Matlab, and these products are something like the libraries here. Like there are libraries from different applications. For example, for the control, for the signal processing and communications. If we talk about image processing, computer vision, we have the library for that. Other libraries will be like the artificial intelligence for AI and data science. There are libraries like deep learning, machine learning, curve fitting, and all those libraries comes in that section. Even from computational biology to computational finance, we have some other libraries for these applications. Okay, so this is how a Matlab environment layout looks like. So at the bottom we have the command window. So here you can see there are multiple windows that are available inside a single window. These are sub windows. So like command window is one of the sub window. If you want to run some command, you can run here. It is like the command prompt. Some variables will be created while you run some command. So those variables you can observe here. It will be showing you all the things like what is the size, what is the type, and what is the class of those variables. And next you have the editor. Here you can write the scripts, your live scripts and all those things. And you have the current folder to navigate through all those things. I hope this environment is clear to all, that how you can work on this. So there are a lot of capabilities, like you can import data, you can visualize data, you can develop algorithm, you can build application. And for building apps, you do not need to be a professional application developer here. You may have the domain knowledge for that, so that would work, but you do not need to have any specific knowledge for developing apps. So the environment we have for the application development is very easy to understand and easy to work on. We can integrate our Matlab language with other languages. Like a team of people is working on a project, and some of them are expertise on Python and other are good in Matlab. So you can just integrate your Matlab and Python code. And how it is done? Here we have a table type of data type also available that have the column oriented data storing it. And we can just take the numeric matrix here. And if I click here on the import data, all this data will be imported on my workspace. Now you can look at the workspace. I have some data available here with the number of values and number of the number of you can say entries and samples are given here. Now if I want to visualize this data, what kind of data it is, you will see I'll just come to the plot tab next to the home tab, and I simply click on the plot area here. When I click on plot, so you can see very easily without writing any line of code, I was able to plot all these things in Matlab. Now if I want to just use some apps for my case, so I can also use some apps here. So let's quickly come to the presentation. So discuss about all those things here. Some of the application I will start with. I will start with the application of signal processing. Then I will come to an application of machine learning. So instead of going through all these slides, so just let us take a look on these things here. So one more thing is there that you can connect your Matlab directly with the hardware. So if you are having any hardware like Arduino or Raspberry Pi, you can directly deploy your code to this Arduino or Raspberry Pi hardware, and you can develop the controller algorithm in hardware, in the Matlab environment. I will just start from this slide here. So signal processing analysis. So there is a toolbox available like the signal processing toolbox that is used for processing the signals. For machine learning and the computer science students also, this application may be very much helpful when you have to take some real world data. So the real world data is basically noisy and it have a very much noise in it. So if you want to remove all those noise, so for that case what you have to do, you have to first pre-process the data. For training any machine learning model, first step is always to pre-process the data. After importing the data, we just pre-process the data first. So for all these cases, we can do the signal processing and know a lot of things about signals, like the spectral measurement, like we can design filters here. So if someone is from the electronics background, from the electronics and communication section, so you will see two apps for that application. So I will come to my app section. I will explore all the apps that are given here. I will come into an app that comes under a category of signal processing and communications. Simply I will be selecting an app that is the signal analyzer app. So here we have the signal analyzer app. And these apps help us a lot to just do our algorithm development in a very fast manner. So like I have some workspace variable, it will be shown here. If I want to import this workspace variable to pre-process this signal, I can first import this to my this area. So the signal is now imported. I can have different kind of visualization. If I come to views section here, I can visualize this in different format, like in the frequency domain. I can observe all these things. Now if I can see this data is very much noisy. If I want to now remove the noise for this, so I can do some pre-processing in this data also now. For that case, what we have to do, I have to come to this section, analyzer. I have to click on pre-process. Then first I have to create a duplicate of this signal. So now you can see here another signal is created of the same name. I can click here for the functions, and here all the pre-processing techniques will be coming, like if I want to smoothen the signal, if I want to pass the signal to a low pass filter or to a high pass or band pass filter, so all these things will come here if I want to denoise the signal. So in this way we can simply select any of the option, like if I want to just pass it through the low pass filter, it will ask me to just do all these things, that select a cutoff frequency for my case. If I'll do apply, it will okay. So the pre-processing will be performed here, and after it I can accept and I can import my signal to my workspace browser again. So this is how this is a short introduction of how the signal analyzer app works like. I will be coming to another application. That is a filter designer app, and we will see how we can learn about filter designing in a very nice manner. So if I come to any app here, that is the filter designer app. So in signal processing, filters are used a lot of time, and this using this app you can design the digital filters here. So if I want to design a low pass filter, it asks me that whether I want to design the FIR filter or the infinite impulse response or the finite impulse response filter. If I select one of that, so it asks me that what kind of filter you want. So you can see a lot of categories of filter we have here. You can focus on this section. If I select any of the filter, like let us take the Windows Technique filter. I'll take that filter. It will again ask me that what kind of filter you want now inside Windows. So if I want the Hamming window filter, so I'll just select this filter, and I'm selecting the cutoff frequency and the passband frequency, and at the end I can click on view filter. So I can visualize the filter. I can in this way I can develop the filter in a very fast manner. So it took me only 1 or 2 minutes to design this filter. So I do not need to write any lines of command. If I want to export this thing as a command, so I can also do that thing by exporting this to the codes. Okay, so it was a little bit introduction about this signal processing. Now let's come to an application that is related to computer science stream. So let's come to an application of classification learner app. I'll be showing you how we can quickly develop the models for the machine learning algorithms also. So I'll take this app here, classification learner. And the things I'm doing here using the application, you can also do all these things by using the scripts part, and you can develop the algorithm for this by yourself also. But I always prefer to use app because it's a very fast to work using these kind of things. So here what I'll do, I will import some data to my workspace first. So there's a lot of sample data that are given, provided by Matlab, that can be used for training and for showing some examples. So I will take an example of how I can just track the human activity based on the sensor data I've imported from any Android phone or any mobile phone. So I'll just import things. First let me clear everything. So now I'll use this command. So if I want to import something, we can use the load command here. After that we have to write the this file name, and .mat is the extension for saving the data in Matlab. So if I want to, if I import this, you can see all the variables will be coming in my workspace. Now what I have some data here, like some labels here. If I double click on one of this, I can visualize what is inside these variables. So like in this case, I am having the x acceleration mean, some body acceleration RMS I am having. So all these things are kind of, we can just take some features, extract some features of this, of the signal that I have imported from my sensors of my mobile phone. And based on what sensor signal I have get, what features I have extracted, I can start developing my algorithms. So here I have a data available, and this contains all the features of my, like here are 24,000 samples I have collected for different processes like sitting, running, walking. Like you have this kind of apps on mobiles also, on your smartwatches. Today we have this kind of application, and these apps are designed using this kind of algorithms. So I can just select all the data I want. So here are around 24,000 samples are available, and 60 kind of features has been extracted from this data, from each of the data. I will come to my application, and I will start a new session here. I click here, so it will ask me to select the data I want to import. Here I can select the input. So my data, my all the features are here stored in this feed data, FEAT data. And after it, if I have given the data here, I have to also select some response variable. So I can just select some response variable in this section. So it is already selected. This response variable is telling whether the particular data sample we have, like we have 24,000 sample, for each and every sample it will be telling us whether this data is for sitting or for walking or for running or for any other application. So for any other activity. So basically this response data contains the classes of the data that we are having here. At the end we can set some test data. So some data is also required for, so for developing any machine learning there are two steps. First we train that model, then we test the model. So for testing data, testing a model, we can just select that how many % of the data I can save for testing. I will click on start session now. So 10% data I have given for testing, 90% data I will be taking for training here. Now I can just see all the scattered plot of my data. So we will be comparing two kind of data here. So I will be taking two, like I have the 60 kind of features available for all the 24,000 samples. I will be taking on that two different data to compare with. So like let us take, not this also, just this we have to select by ourselves that which kind of data do we want to work with. So I think this data is nice to understand, so we can just classify different classes of activity by using this data, this kind of scatter. So we have taken two things here, one the column 44 data and the column 9 features. So if I see what features were available here, so you can know that by seeing the label here. So one we have taken, I think the 9, the body acceleration, and other is like the 44 data, like that is the body acceleration in the Z spectrum. So these kind of features can be used for predicting that whether what kind of activity a person is doing. Now let's see how to create a model using this. I can just select all different kind of models that are available here. Like for decision tree, I have different kind of models. I can just select the discriminant analysis. I can select the naive Bayes, the support vector machine. And if I'm not sure that which model to be used, I can simply click all here. I can select all the models. And to start training, I can start training by click here in the to train all. So all the models what are available here will be trained here, and we will get a accuracy for this thing. So let's run this thing. So training a model takes a lot of time when we run with all the algorithms. So we are training the model with all the algorithm here. So it will just start in a while. If anyone have any query related to machine learning or what thing we can do here or deep learning, so you can please raise your questions. So now you can see the training has been started. When the training will be done for each and every models, so we have all different models available here. So there will be some kind of accuracy will be coming here, that this tree has an accuracy of 98.4%, and all the algorithms will be trained parallelly here. So we have started training our models, and we are getting a different accuracy for different models. So in this way it will take a lot of time to train. So I will just cancel all other processes right now. And for each and every model we can have a kind of confusion matrix here. So we can have the confusion matrix here that will tell us that whether how our accuracy is working, how accurate our model is, and where we are getting the errors, that which classes are basically predicted as a wrong class here. And if you want to view that how your plot, you want to view the things about your plots and your model, so you can come to this section. Here you will getting the ROC curve, you will be getting the confusion matrix, or if you want to visualize by your eyes, so you can also see the scatter plot, that how your plots or how your model is working here. So let it complete first. So I'll just cancel all the processes which are left, and I will try to just import a model now to my library, to my workspace. So like this SVM model is giving me a 99.4% of accuracy, and this accuracy was tested by the 10% data that we have saved for our testing purpose, and the model was trained with the 90% of the data. I can simply click here and import this model, export this model. So this model will be same with the name of the trained model here. I'll do OK, and you can see that in my workspace I'll be having this kind of trained data as a structured data type here. If I now want to just predict my any kind of thing, so I can simply write the name trained. I'll do tab, so the model will be printed here. And inside, if I'll do dot and I'll do tab, so it will tell me what things it have inside this structure. If I come to the predict function, and now if I give some data inside to this predict function, so that data will be predicted accurately. So in this way we can use this model, trained model, to predict what data we have got. Okay, so not going to test this at this moment. So this is how our classification learner app works. And you might have observed that very quickly how quickly I have developed a machine learning model without writing a single line of code also. And if I come to apps, we have the apps for regression learning also for different other applications. So let's see what we can discuss more here. So in signal processing, if I talk about a signal processing toolbox, so we can develop algorithms, we can develop the filters, data filters, we can just generate different kind of signal for our applications. We have talked about machine learning algorithm and how to just work with machine learning algorithms. If we talk about control system designing, so for control system designing, we have the toolbox that can help us to design our controllers. So like we have the plant model here, we have the controller model here, and this controller model can directly be deployed to our hardware if we want. So we have different kind of functions here, so we can express our controllers in the transfer function form, in the steady state form, in the pole zero form, and the frequency response plot form. So with we get some kind of interactive apps here also in the control system toolbox. These apps are like the control system designer app, where you get this kind of app here. Let me quickly open something, or just try to just create a plant model. So if I want to create a plant here, so the commands, or let's come to this live script. So this is what is called a live script in Matlab. Here everything you can view, like you can run your commands and the output will be coming next to your commands here. You can also write some text part, you can also add some image here, and this can be helpful for teaching purpose a lot. So you can teach your topics by using such kind of live scripts, and plotting can also be done here. So if I want to create a transfer function model, so I can simply create a transfer function model by, first I will be creating using a tf command, I can create a transfer function. And then if I want to create a model, so I can create an equation here. So this equation will be formed as a transfer function. Now if I want to just work in this transfer function and I want to design a controller for this plant model, so here is a transfer function available, that is h1_s. I'll simply write the name of the app, control system designer, and inside this I will be providing my plant model here. So h1s is my plant model, I will be running this. So here are the apps available, so control designer app is also available in this section. So if I want to do so if someone is here from the electronics stream, so they can just see that how easy it is to develop the or study about the control system in this topic, in this application. So I can just increase the gain by just clicking, by increasing and decreasing this by just dragging this thing. So if I want to reduce the gain, so I can reduce the gain, and you can see how relatively how we can get the changes in the other plots here, like the pole root locus plot, how it changes, how the step response changes, how the phase response changes. So I'll try to reduce this thing, and you can see the pole 0 plot is changing. If I want to just change some location of some poles and some zeros, so you can see relatively things are happening here. So if someone from the electronics team, so they can understand that how nice it is to learn your control system topics using this kind of you can say graphical method, and by interacting with the plots you can see what changes happen in the other kind of plots here. Is there anyone from electronics also here? Okay, so you might getting, so which year, from which year you are? Third year. So are you understanding what things are this? Okay. So we have talked a lot about the things related to the computer science stream. We have talked things that are related to machine to the electronic stream. Let's also talk things that are related to the mechanical stream people. So is there anyone from the mechanical stream also? So I think there are no one from the mechanical here. Just for an idea, I'll just go through the presentation to show you how we can, when mechanical work, how we can also do that. So also if you sometime want to just do some kind of simulation, you can use this tools here. So as I told you that Simulink provide you another way of plotting, of developing your algorithms by just connecting some blocks in this manner. So we get this kind of blocks here. So if you want to perform some kind of mathematical operation, so we get blocks for this. So this is kind of the blocks we get here. We can select the blocks from different domain. So now if I come to my Matlab environment, if I try to run this Simulink here, so to launch Simulink I have to come to Home tab, and I have to just click on Simulink to launch Simulink here. It will ask me to just choose some kind of templates. I can just choose a blank template for blank sketch for this work first. So this is how a Simulink environment looks like. First we can just focus on this area, then this is the library browser. Inside this library browser we get the tools from different application areas, like from aerospace, from basic Simulink, for communication. If you want to work on the deep learning toolbox, so for tools for the deep learning toolbox are also available here. For data signal processing we have the tools. If you want to deploy our algorithm directly to the hardware, so here a DSP HDL toolbox is available, and we get a lot of tools here available. If you are working on the computer vision, so the tools like the camera and other things, all we get here. Let me explore some of these. So if I come to computer vision, We have some kind of filtering tools blocks available. Like if I want to find the 2D convolution, so I have the 2D convolution here. I have the 2D FIR filters, median filters for computer vision applications. If I come to any application area, like if I want to work in the deep learning, and here I will getting the image classifier and different tools that are available. So stateful classify and the stateful predict we have here. We have the predictor block, we have the classifier blocks here. And here we just do the block diagram representation if we work in the block diagram formats. So, so let's come to another domain here that we were talking about for the mechanical stream and for all other core branch streams. If I come to, there is a library that is called Simscape that contains many other libraries. Like if I focus on this, so under the Simscape section, I have the tools like Simscape electrical, Simscape battery, Simscape driveline. So if you want to work on the electric vehicle or if you want to develop a vehicle, we have got the Simscape driveline here that can be used to develop the piston. So you will getting the blocks for the engine, for pistons, for your gear, for your shaft. For all these things, we have the blocks available in this section. For the electrical student, we have the Simscape electrical library. Using this library, what we can do, we can get the tools related to the electrical, like the power converters, DC to DC converter, all those things. For mechanical people, again, we have another tool here that is a multi-body. Like if someone want to just simulate the working of a crane, you can say, or any kind of things. So in multi-body, we can get those kind of dynamics here. So let's come to a presentation and understand how the Simulink works. So Simulink can be used for these applications, like for the wireless communication. We can do the motor and the process control, power control application we can use it for. We can use the Simulink environment for control system applications, for signal processing we can use it. For robotics kind of applications, so for mechanical students, if you want to import some file, some CAD file is there and they want to simulate how those CAD file will perform in the simulation environment or in the real world. So we can import these kind of files here. We can just join things and our simulation can be done by connecting these kind of blocks here. Okay, for ADAS system, for advanced driving assistance system, for image processing, computer vision, we have tools here available. And for Internet of Things also we have the tools available. And this is something about the physical modeling, how we can do the physical modeling in this. So physical modeling means the same, that we can just connect some of the component, like the circuit simulation we do, that is also comes under physical modeling. We just use that directly, we use the physical component and we make the interconnection between those components. And so this is the difference between how to work in Simulink and how to work in Simscape. So this is an example of an RLC circuit. If you want to simulate an RLC circuit here, so one way is that we can just express our RLC circuit in the differential equation format. And we can connect some blocks like the 1 by C, and all this equation can be simulated here by connecting the blocks. If I want to work in the physical domain, so I can work in physical domain, like I can connect resistor, capacitor and all these things, and you can observe the output here. So at the end I want to just discuss about few things. Just last thing I would discuss that how to learn things and how to get started using Matlab. So there's a lot of things to explore if I get to exploring things. Just the last thing I want to discuss is to show some courses that are available that will also give you certificates after completing those courses. So a lot of courses are there for deep learning, for machine learning, all different things. We have some courses available. So I'll go to the MathWorks main website and I'll explore few things here like MathWorks. So MathWorks website is like mathworks.com. So this is how the MathWorks homepage looks like. Here, if we come to this tab here, so here we can get different things that we have. If I come to the online training section, I get different courses here that are available. Like the if I come to the section here, like the AI and machine learning, so I have got the courses for machine learning, so some advanced courses of 12 hours for machine learning, and these courses, those courses that are the on-ramp courses are free of cost. And if I only focus on the getting started courses, so all these courses are free and you can just work on different, you can learn about different tools using these courses. So if I come to any of the course like the machine learning course, and I click on certificate, so I can get the certificate, either I can directly link to the LinkedIn profile, or I can view it as a PDF. So this kind of certificate you also get here by after completing the course, and you can add this certificate on your CVs and on your resume, and that will definitely add some values to your profile. So other courses are there like deep learning courses, on-ramp course, reinforcement learning course, image processing course is there, signal processing course is there, wireless communication, Simscape. For physical modeling we use Simscape tool as I talked about. Power electronics, if you want to study for electronics student, they can learn the power electronics using this course. State flow, we have control designer, on-ramp course, we have the optimization course. So all these courses are available for everyone here, and you can just try starting with the Matlab on-ramp course, and then you can switch to the other courses that we have. Okay, last thing about the products, what different products we have. So you can come to the products page here. At the top you can get this option. So if I talk about specific application, like if I talk about AI and data science, so we have tools like deep learning, statistics and machine learning, curve fitting, test analytics, and all these tools. For maths and optimization, we have tools like optimization, global optimization, and you can explore all other tools that are available. Like for signal processing, we have signal processing, we have DSP systems, we have audio toolbox. For image processing, we have computer vision, we have image processing tools. And every year Matlab releases two versions, like Matlab R2022A was released on March, R2022B was released on the September month. And with that it provides you some new tools. So like a lot of work was going on the batteries due to the electric vehicle and new technologies that are emerging. So Simscape and Matlab Mathos developed a new product, that is the Simscape batteries. And a new tool that has been introduced now is the medical image processing. So Matlab has seen that, Mathos has seen that a lot of people are working on specifically on the medical images under the image processing techniques category. So they have developed the image processing toolbox here for that case. So in this way you can get the toolboxes for very latest technology and recent technology. If you want to work in a physical modeling, so here are the whole product family of the physical modeling by which you can develop your physical models. Okay. So let's just come to the question answer section instead of going through all these different things. If you want to know more, so you can just ask me the questions and we can just take some questions for now. So any queries for this Matlab, regarding Matlab? Any doubts you have? Anything you want to know about Matlab? Or if there is any research area you're working on, if you are trying to figure out whether that tool is available that can help you in your research area, so you can just know about those tools. So anyone want to share their idea of project? So in which project you are trying to work? Anyone from computer science or any area? Like in related to machine learning, deep learning, if you are working on any tool. Okay, so I think there are no doubts related to Matlab, MathWorks and Matlab here. So if you feel like any doubts you have related to MathWorks and the products, you can feel free to contact me using this email. I think the time was till 4:30. If it's not, if you are willing to just stay, I can also explore more products like deep learning product we haven't discussed a lot about. Do you want me to just discuss about more products, or if there's anything coming up? Any application you want to know about, whether the product is available or not, so you can please ask right now, or you can mail me at this. Okay, So thank you, ma'am, for this question. So like ma'am wants to know about the electric vehicle. So for designing electric vehicle, we have tools that is related to physical modeling. Like electric vehicle, if I talk about an electric vehicle, so an electric vehicle consists of different components. Like first there is some battery pack, then there is the motors available, then the motors connected to some gates. So we have tools available for this application in the physical modeling. Like if I talk about driveline contains the tools related to the vehicle dynamics, like the tires models will be there. And we can at the end we can connect all these models. Like you can see here are some examples also given. We can simulate vehicles, we can just connect different things, and we can simulate the whole electric vehicle here. So there are a lot of examples here available in the Matlab's website, so we have to just explore more inside the website. But the point is that there are tools that are available for the this physical modeling tools will help you to develop electric vehicle and simulate electric vehicle on the virtual environment. Anything specific you want to know about electric vehicle, ma'am? Okay, thanks for the question. Any queries related to any of the stream? If you are planning to work in any project, so you can just share the idea, we can just see how we can do things related to Matlab. So I think there are no questions now for now. So thank you everyone for joining this session. I hope we will just connect sometime in future with more time available for us. I know this presentation was going very much fast, but the time allotted to me was around 4:30. So I would not like to take your much time here for this presentation. Thank you everyone for joining this session. Have a nice day.